Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm very glad to see you. It's very nice that you're joining me today evening. I'm broadcasting from Moscow now. Please be active in the chat. Please introduce yourself. I will do it immediately after I see you live. Commenting, good evening, Alicia. Very nice to hear you. Very good. Please be active because it will be very interesting for us all to communicate. To communicate on the topic of numerology. So my name is Olga Twardovskaya. I'm Russian and I originally come from Moscow, and my educations are not very well connected with esoterica, with numerology, but one of my educations, my basic educations, is psychology, which is quite close to the analytical part of the people's life. And from psychological part, I started moving to the field of numerology, of esoteric world, and so on. And now I've been dealing with numerology for over 5 years. Mirella, ciao, nice to meet you. And I told that one of my basic educations is psychology. Then I switched my sphere to numerology. So I'm hello, Gaetano, nice to hear you and to meet you. So speaking about myself a little bit more, I'm a certified numerologist and certified tarologist and psychologist, and I'm also the author of the numerological coaching program, which I'm doing in Moscow. And today, guys, we're going to speak about the psychological portrait in the Tarot Arcanes. Please tell me some words if you are more or less familiar with the word numerology or with the word tarot system, probably, because numerology combines very many spheres, very many fields in very many directions, I would say, and tarot numerology is one of these directions, which opens the mystery of the people's life very, very widely. So please give me some information whether you are familiar with the tarot system or whether you have heard or used numerological systems. I would be very grateful if you start communication with me, because you will afterwards will have the opportunity to calculate a little bit for your own, to see your own psychological portrait. So this is the scheme. This is the scheme in general is much bigger than this one. This is just the inner and the outer psychological portrait of the person. So we use the different formulas to calculate this psychology of one person, and also we can divide this whole life into some very important periods. In these periods, we need to follow our tasks of life. So that's why I'm asking you to communicate, because afterwards we will have the opportunity to calculate the dates for your own. So going further to the psychological portrait, we will speak about this system. And this system was invented, or I'm not familiar with both. I'm discovering a whole world now. Alicia, very good. Yes, we have plenty of mysteries to discover, and our life is not enough for this. So I'm coming back to this system. This system was invented and created by one numerologist and tarologist. She comes originally from Poland, and her name is Alicja Allachshanovskaya. She's very famous in Russia as well. She always comes to Russia and goes back to Poland, and she is famous, by the way, all over the world. So this is an absolutely genius system of psychological analysis, psychological analysis for the person. The system is very genius, though it is very easy at the same time, because we are operating with the tarot arcanes. I hope you are familiar. Some of you probably, I will show you the major arcanes now. These are the pictures. You have probably seen the cards of the tarologists. So I'm having the bigger pictures for you to see. And these are the basic psychological archetypes, if you want, in analysis. And it's so deep, you just even can't imagine, because when we are taking the arcane and combining it with a person, it gives us just a very wide scale of what a person can do in the life. And now you need to take the pen and to use your calculation system. You can write also on the paper your date of birth, so that you already understand what major arcanes you have. Hello, Sabrina. Very nice to meet you. So we can start together. Please take the date of birth. So I'm taking one of the dates that I know. For example, I'll be writing somewhere here. I hope you see. Probably I will take one of yours. If you want that I calculate your date, please give me your date in the chat. I'll be waiting for some seconds. Then we will calculate. I'll show you how to put in these spheres, in these squares, I'm sorry, your date of birth. And then we will start analyzing, because all this portrait is a very big system which comes to the calculation, to the personal consultation that I carry in Moscow. And it would be good and great if you give me one of your dates. Olesya 04/11/1988. Great, thank you. So since we are having the tarot system, we really need, I'm taking this away. We really need to operate with the numbers that are less than 22. So that means 04, it's quite okay, because we have the system minus 22. For example, if the date of birth is something like 27, like this, 27th of December, for example, we need to calculate the 27 minus 22, because it all comes to the system of arcanes. This means 27 minus 22, that means 5. But we have 04, so Olesya's date is 04. We put 4 here in this square. Then Olesya has the month of birth, 11, so it's November. 11 remains like this, because we have the system minus 22 arcanes, and the year 1988. We need just to calculate together. So that means 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 8. We have 26. 26 is more than 22. So we are taking again off 22 arcanes, and we have 4. So again, we put 4 here in the third square. And this is already quite a big information for me as a numerologist, because I can see different periods of the life of a person, and I can see which tasks, which psychological aspects, what path should follow this or that person. So judging by only these three positions, we can already say very many things. So I suggest now that all of you calculate your personal three basic arcanes and write into these basic three squares, and then please let me know in the chat that you are ready, because now I'm going to speak about all 22 arcanes as a psychological specific in your psychological portrait according to this numerological system. Please proceed with the calculation for your own dates. Please give me the information in the chat, and I'm waiting for you for a while. And then I'm going to speak about all the arcanes from 1 to 22, because this gives you a very, very big information about your psychology. So while I'm waiting for you to write, just a moment. I would give you some more information about this portrait. It can be calculated to combine two people together. It can be calculated to see the karma of a person, to see the person's previous life, to estimate who the person was, a man or a woman, what was the main task of the previous life, what was what the man achieved or what the man did not succeed to achieve, the mistakes of the previous life, and so on and so forth. We also see some psychological moments, the shades of the life of a person. So we can calculate also the minus scenario or the shady scenario. So we can go the good way or we can go the bad way. And this system is very, very wide to give the very deep consultation. Hello, Melania, 7319. Great. Very good that you calculated it. So guys, if you are ready, I see that you're not very fast or you just really don't want to calculate anything. So you're not giving me the information about your arcanes. So I suggest that we go forward a little bit to see what really these arcanes mean. So I'm gonna start with the first major arcane, which is the Magician. Some of you probably know what the Magician looks like. So this gives us the information that according to the psychological traits of character, the person is very decisive. The person is very active. The person has a strong will. The type of the personality is a very willing and active personality. And this person has many interests, many talents, good intellect and memory and maybe voice. And this person always wants to get knowledge. He is very visible in the friendship sphere. For example, one person enters the room and everybody sees him because he's the first one, he's the leader. And this person is meant to get very much knowledge from his life. He should be very intellectually developed. And then when he goes, for example, to the next part of the life, he really needs to give his knowledge to the ancestors. Then we're going to the next arcane. It's the High Priestess. Normally, these people are very soft and very with a very high intuition. These people are very good in psychology because the covering planet is the moon, and the moon gives the high level of intuition and esoteric or magic, how can I say, the magic aspects of life. Very good in medicine. Very often that people make their personal career in medicine, in medical sphere. Then what I can say else? It's very important for these people to deal in a good way with the women of the genus, with mother and sister and the daughters. So all the women of your family should be very in the very good relationship. It's very important for this arcane. Then we are going forward to the arcane that is called the Empress. It's here. The Empress is the total creativity and the total consuming of all the beauty in the world. So that means that this person is very fond of taking care of himself or herself, very fond of cosmetical development or cosmetical beauty, for example, like good haircut, like good face condition, and so on. Also, the Empress shows very high creative talents, like arts, drawing, like creativity in everything. Also, it's very important for those whose arcane is the Empress to have children, and you should how can I say, fulfill your aim of life in your children, or have your own business, because according to the arcane, business and children is all the same, because you really need to give something to the planet, to give something that somebody can touch, can see. This can be the project, the very wide scale and important project, or business, or child. Then we are going to the Emperor. Emperor is very mature, is very strong, has a very good authority. So this is the person who is very rough and strict, and has a very good order in his head or her head. This person likes, by the way, this is Alesia. She has twice the 4 arcane, the Emperor, which brings her to developing in the professional sphere. I think that Alesia likes studying, maybe not for me, sure. Very interesting, because we can have our fulfilled arcanes or tasks. We have our unfulfilled arcanes. If you say that it's not for you, that means that you really don't feel this power in yourself. Once you open this power for yourself, your life will change very dramatically. So that means that the 4th arcane, the Emperor, is very structured, if I can say. For example, if you have your house untidy, you will tidy it very fastly, and you will put everything on its place. I meant the previous one. Okay, the Empress you meant. Then, yes, I understand you very well, because we have the female signs, like female arcanes, and we have the male arcanes, and you have all the arcanes male, though you are a woman. That's why it's very hard for you to change yourself into the female structure, though you're a woman. And it's very hard for you to deal with men, because you yourself are like a man. I'm myself like a man. I am like a man as well, because I have all the arcanes, the male arcanes. That's the thing about the Emperor. So Emperor is a leader as well. He wants to achieve a high position, and especially for you in the beginning of life, and also in the mature years of your life. Then we're going to the Hierophant, or Il Papa, like you call it in Italian. And according to the numerological meaning, guys, I would also say that when we treat the arcanes according to the numerological meaning, though it's tarot system, we shift a little bit, we change a little bit the meaning. I always say I wanted to be a man. Yes, it can be true. because we can take the method calculating if you were a man or a woman in your previous life. So, but in fact, it doesn't matter. You receive the instruments according to this date of birth, having bearing in your subconscious mind that you are ready to fulfill some tasks where the male arcanes will be needed for you. That's why this is so. So we are speaking about Il Papa, about this arcane. This is a very interesting arcane because it gives us the knowledge that a person is meant to build the relationship with the father, especially when it stands, for example, in the first position, like here. It's very important to be in a good relationship with the father. If, for example, a person doesn't have a father at all, very probably that the life will offer to this person some other man that will substitute, that will take the functions of the father, who will give the knowledge, the education, the ideas to go forward. So he will be like the advisor for this man, for this person. So it can be like master or the coaching person to give some very wise advices. Then when Papa grows up, he changes himself, so he gets the knowledge, and this is a very esoterical arcane, very good in the dealing with energies, with third eye seeing. So when this Hierophant or Il Papa grows and becomes the mature personality, for example, in this third period, he will he's meant to be the teacher for the other people, and this is the function that is very important to analyze and recognize at the proper time, and not to fail this mission. So going forward to the next arcane, which is the Lovers, it's here. The Lovers is the arcane which is meant to deal with emotions, first of all. These are the tasks to deal with emotions, to deal with the family. For example, when the Lovers are in the first position, like here, we can definitely say that this child has a very difficult situation within the family. And this child should find himself between the mother and the father that are quarreling between them, and the future of the child for his own mature life depends totally on how he behaves himself with the father and with the mother. So he should find a compromise to meet mother and father again. Also, according to the date of birth, the arcane 6 normally is quite a good-looking one. According to this physical body, he's very like this is the female arcane, so he's very attractive, and in the sexual meaning as well. He's dealing with friends very easily, but the main task for this arcane is to build and to keep pure his own relationship with his lover or his husband or a wife, and to be devoted totally to his family or her family. It's very important. Once this person who has the lovers somewhere here or even here, it's totally forbidden to divorce. And I know very many lives, according to my consultations, when the person totally divorces. So he breaks these tasks, and since this moment, it's very difficult to find the proper partner for his life, because all the partners start betraying himself or herself. So it's very important for the arcane number 6. Then we're going to the arcane number 7. It's the Chariot. Chariot tells us about great movement of this arcane. So this person is very flexible. He's moving always, he's going somewhere or driving somewhere. And for this person is very important to find all the every opportunity to go somewhere. For example, if your job is far away from your house, it's very good for you because you are going to fulfill this task. According to the psychological sphere, the 7 is very changeable because he always or she tries to find something new, and this is very good for this for these people who are always searching for something. They're searching for the information. They're driving somewhere and taking the information from this place. So it's very important for them to always be in a move and to open to every opportunity in life. Then we're going to the next arcane, which is justice. Justice is the arcane which is quite hard to live with, because justice just follows you everywhere. And of course, these are the traits of character or the psychology that forces a person to get this profession of justice. So people normally find their profession in the sphere of law, and this is very good for them because in this in their character, the justice is a very important thing, and they always find the proper justice, which is just, which is unjust. They always separate the two spheres, the behavior of the people, the life can be just for them, life can be unjust for them. This is the arcane is very tightly connected with karma, and it's very hard, I told you, to live with us with this arcane, because the person bearing this arcane here or even here always will find himself in the situation where all the environment is totally unjust to him. And that's why this person always searches for this justice in his life. He's trying to reach this hidden information. Why am I finding myself in the situation where is everyone unjust to me? So this is, I told you, this fear of law, and the person normally wants to help everyone to find the justice in every situation in life. Now I'm just seeing what is happening in the chat, and you're quite silent. I hope you are listening to me, guys, and we're going forward to the Hermit, which is the 9. Hermit is also a very interesting arcane because it's totally devoted to himself or herself. So it's totally the arcane hidden from all the world. It's very difficult to start speaking with this person because he is hidden like in the shell. Normally these people are quite self-devoted. They are quite self-efficient because they can fulfill everything in their life just being alone. It's very hard to make them laugh or to make them deal with people. Normally, when the arcane is overworked, if I can say so, it's more or less possible to deal with these people. They are trying to communicate. But according to the psychological sphere, this is very hidden arcane. And according to the magical portrait, the Hermit is quite a powerful arcane to deal with esoterics or magic even. That's why their interest is inside themselves. They are devoted to esoterical sphere, to numerology, astrology, tarot, and yoga, and all esoterical divisions. By the way, according to psychology, again, I would say that the Hermit or the 9, especially here or here, can tell us that a person is much older inside himself than his real age is. Then we are going to the arcane. We are here, Alicia. Very good. Thank you so much for support. Great. We are going forward to the arcane number 10. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Just a moment, I'll show you. It's here. The Wheel of Fortune is also the arcane giving us the information about the karma. So the Wheel of Fortune normally in numerological sphere means the money itself. Though I know very many people having Wheel of Fortune number 10 here or here, and they say that we are not very self-sufficient in the sphere of finance. So we don't possess enough money in our life. That says that means that the arcane is not bringing you the plus, all the bonuses of this arcane. And this is totally our mistake, that we don't open up this meaning of the arcane. So let's find out what this arcane number 10 means. This is the Wheel of Fortune, as you can see, and the wheel can turn to the plus or to the minus. And it totally depends on you if you're going to fulfill the plus, to take all the bonuses, or to just reject all the possibilities and the bonuses. That means that you should open up to yourself and to start this wheel rolling, and to make all the I forgot the word in English, the flow, to open the flow of life, to open the flow of money. For example, you are giving the money to somebody for free, just for nothing, so you will receive the money. So you should start this flow in your life, to open up for everything that is going to you. And normally, according to the psychological sphere, the arcane number 10, so especially when it's in the first position, the people are very open when they started their flow in life. They should be dealing with people very easily. And the sphere that can take them, or that can open their bonuses of life, is the financial sphere. You are supposed to have your own business. It will open up the bonuses of this arcane for you, or to work in the financial sphere, as I told you. So to deal totally with finance, and this will be very good. Don't reject the money from your life. This is very, very important for this arcane. Then we are proceeding to the arcane number 11. This means strength. Strength, of course, like Alessia has here, this is what we see in this arcane. The strength, it's the power of the personality. Of course, this is the power, because this gives us the information that you will survive, overcome through all the difficulties of life. When a person has this arcane number 11 in the date of birth, the life, of course, will be not easy, because especially November shows us that in the genus there were some problems in the genetic system or in the family, that the people, the parents or the grandparents didn't open the road or the path of life to their sons or daughters. That's why it's the strength arcane is the obstacle in life that people can overcome. That's why the life is not very easy for the 11th arcane. And of course, the tasks which are given to us are adequate to our instruments. Once we are given this instrument, like strength, we are given the tasks to overcome these difficulties. That's why inside of us, we should transform ourselves and understand that we have all this strength to cope with all the difficulties of life. According to psychological sphere, 11 means very aggressive behavior, very like burning aggressiveness. That's why, Alessia, you should work with your aggressiveness in life. This is your psychological point that you should deal with. Then we're going to the arcane number 12. It's here, it's the Hanged Man. This arcane gives us also very important information that, by the way, it's tightly connected with the karma. And this arcane is the psychological arcane itself. Normally, these people are very soft. They are ready to be the victim everywhere. They are the victim normally in the childhood, and they feel themselves like victims, like nothing depends on me. So it's like inner trait of character. But when these people with the 12th arcane overcome through this minus from this shady part of this arcane and try to use all the bonuses of this arcane, they come to this to the profession of the psychological sphere or the helping sphere, like myself, for example, though I don't have this 12th arcane in these positions. But the Hanged Man, like 12 here and here, is the total inclination of a person to the psychological sphere of life. So the profession, the psychological profession, is very good. Also, these people are very subtle in dealing of people. So they communicate with people, understanding who they speak with and how they should behave with this or this person according to their inner psychological talent. So this should be opened. If you don't have or don't feel this up to this moment, you should really think or restructure it in your inside of you and try to understand that this is your real talent. Now going to the arcane number 13, which is death. Though it's very dangerous, it's not very dangerous as it is. So death also shows us the karma, definitely, and this arcane can only be in this position or in this position. According to the psychology, it's very difficult to deal with these people because they always change. They don't have their mind fixed on something. They always change their ideas. That's the good news, because if the person fulfills these tasks and always changes his opinion, he follows his task and he opens up the bonuses of this arcane. It's very dangerous for this arcane when a person sucks in one idea and doesn't change his life constantly. These people are very very burning, like aggressiveness, very bursting, in every emotion they have. And I told that for the environment and for the surrounding, it's very hard to deal with these people according to their constant changes. But this is their tasks. We should accept these people just like they are. Then we are going forward to the arcane number 14, and this means temperance. Temperance, I'm very pressed in time, I should be faster, gives us the information that a person is quite with a good temperance. This is the task of a person. By the way, in the minus, in the closed meaning of this arcane, this person can be totally rough or totally dry to the emotions of the others, especially to the people who are surrounding this person. When we speak about the bonuses or the plus of this arcane, this is very important to deal with plants like I don't know, country houses, like flowers, like different other greens. they start to be like tying up to how can I say it in Russian, in English, two different endings together. For example, in the quarrel, they try to meet these two quarreling people together, to be like, to bring them to peace. So I remember it in English. Peacemakers, to say so. I'm going to be a little bit faster because I'm not in time. So the devil, it's of course the karmic arcane, and gives us all the possibilities of life. If the person goes to the bonuses of this arcane, to the plus, it's very good to be in the show business, in the modeling business. This person is very attractive according to the physical body or behavior, and other people see some, some seducing behavior in this, in the person who is bearing 15 arcane here in the date of birth. It's very easy to speak with these people, so they are like seducing and ready to give all the good parts, good meanings of this arcane. So we're speaking about the minus. It's very dangerous to deal with the minus of this arcane, because it's the devil. When you're breaking these the rules of the devil, it's totally, total ignorant behavior to the others. And the 15th arcane starts to do harm to these people who are surrounding, to quarrel, to bring to the emotions, to take this, to consume the energy of the people. Then we are going to the arcane number 16. It's here. 16, of course, it's the karmic breakage. And it gives us the information that in the previous life the person brought breakage or destruction to somebody's life. And now it's very important to speak about the psychological sphere. If the arcane works like the minus, the person is very destructive. He breaks all the possibilities of life. If we speak about the plus or the bonuses of this arcane, it's very important for the person to always construct or to build everything, the psychology of the mentality of different people, to build the houses, just in the physical meaning. It's very important for the person to find a career in the construction sphere. Then we're going to the arcane number 17. It's the star. The star is the totally talented and gifted person. It's very important for this person to be on people, to be on stage, to fulfill the talents like the actors, like, I don't know how to say, always in show business as well. It's very talented person. It's very romantic person. It's very soft person. It's very important for this person to help the others, to open up the talents. If we speak about the minus of this arcane, it's just when a person totally ignores his own talents. That's why try to find out what you were doing passionately in the childhood and try to bring it to the life in order to take all the bonuses of this arcane. Then, guys, we're going faster to the arcane number 18. It's called the moon. Of course, this shows also karma of your genus, of your family. According to these formulas and calculation, we also can get more information to see what kind of karma was it. In general, the moon is like mysterious and very unopened arcane, so it's totally mystery, but in general, this person can also like to be good looking. He always takes care of his outer looking, his fashion or design. He always likes to see the beauty around himself. or herself, design talented, and this is the arcane of illusions, because a person can believe in some inner reality that he builds to himself, and the people can not understand from time to time that this person builds his own life, his own reality, and he lives in this reality, and the people who are communicated to this person cannot understand whether it's the lie, the total lie that a person tells, or whether this person tells us about his own mysterious world he is living in. Now we're going to the arcane number 19. It's the sun. The sun is very, very bright and vivid personality. We also can see this personality from everywhere because he's so bright and he's so vivid, and with a good intellectual abilities. This person is very willing, is very powerful, especially when this is the arcane of the date of birth. And normally, according to the psychological traits of character, and due to the willingness to be the first one, to be the leader, and to be the status, holding the power, or to be the authority, of course, the traits of character are very explosive. And that's why the psychology can be very explosive, just from, from clicking the fingers, the person can give you very, wide-scaled emotions. Manipulation is also the trait of the character of this person. Manipulation through the status or the authority, or the manipulation through absence of the power, absolutely. Then we're going to the arcane number 20. This is the judgment. Of course, this is the karmic arcane as well, giving us the information that the karma lies in your family or even wider genus system. This personality is fulfilling the role of the karmic judge. In general, this is the person, according to the psychological portrait, is the one who is going to take care about the family. He is very caring, he is very loving, he is going to create the big family. His aim or task is to make all the members of the family meet from time to time, and the more often it happens, the better for all the family, because this person brings a very important task of the genus. This person is very good dealing with all the families, with all the family members. This is the main trait of character according to the psychology. And the next arcane we're speaking of is the arcane number 21, which means the world. It's here. The world is very communicating person, is very charming. The one who is traveling all over the world, especially abroad. So this is just the task of this person, to take the information from abroad, or to marry someone abroad and to go to live to the other country, or to learn as many international languages as possible. So this is the personality of all over the world, and he or she can feel or find his home or house just all over the world. This is the very good communication arcane. And the last arcane is the Fool. It's here. And the Fool is also a very good communicating arcane. He has very many friends. He can behave very naive. He's like a child, just very good dealing with all the people, meeting the friends. But the minus of this arcane is totally absence of responsibility. So he's like, playing the child and avoiding all the responsibility of life itself. By the way, according to the karma, this is the karmic child. So this is the karma he's bearing in this arcane, is to try to grow from a child to the responsible personality. That's the meaning of this arcane. So guys, we have finished our psychological portrait according to the 3 major arcanes of your date of birth. It's just 4 minutes remain that I can answer your questions if you want. I'm just ready to answer your questions. Please write if you have some questions. I would also say that according to this scheme that I wrote before, that I draw here before, it's a very deep system to understand a person. Thank you, Olga. It was super interesting. Alicia, thank you so much. I hope it is also very helpful for you to understand how to open your bonuses from your arcanes. We also can calculate, of course, in the personal consultation, all the different positions to see which is the psychological block which prevents you from opening these bonuses from arcane. All this is visible in this system. So guys, I'm just waiting for some questions, and if there are no questions, I'm ready to close the broadcasting. Of course, you can find me on Facebook like Olga Twardovskaya. I will also remind you that I'm the numerologist, the certified numerologist, certified tarologist, of course, the certified psychologist, which is my basic education. And I'm also the author of the numerological coaching system that makes you change your life according to your numerological tasks of life, and bring all the life into like harmony, and to understand what is the sphere of opening your bonuses or opening your life according to the numerology of your life through different methods. Previously, I told you that that numerology has very many subdivisions according to the Chaldean knowledge, according to the Avestian knowledge, according to the Kabbalistic knowledge, according to the Tarot knowledge, according to the matrix system, according to the Pythagorean system. So very many divisions of numerology bring us total information about our lives. So guys, I see that the time is over now. I'm thanking you for the presence with me today. I'm thanking you for the interests towards numerology. And I hope to see you further on the next meetings, online meetings, on the next week, every Wednesday at 8 o'clock European time and 9 o'clock in the evening of Moscow time. So guys, I'm happy to see you and to work with you, and have a good evening. Bye-bye.